Welcome to the webinar on Continental Congress. Each year, about 30 or more Kansas daughters make their way to Washington, D.C. for our annual conference. And if you're like me and you've gone one time, you're hooked and you look forward to returning year after year. During this evening's webinar, I hope to provide some helpful tips and information, whether this is your first time attending or if you've been several times. If you have any questions or clarifications following the presentation, feel free to give me a call or send me an email. For those members who've been to Continental Congress several times, I asked them to describe Congress just using one word: inspiring, regal, awesome, patriotic, energizing, motivating, uplifting, unforgettable, camaraderie, and fun. These are just a few of the words used to describe the experience. I hope you come away from the week in DC feeling the same way. Several times throughout the webinar, I'll make note of our members' website as the best source for up-to-date information about Continental Congress. Many of the resources will be linked to the front page of dar.org/members, but you can also find all the Congress resources by selecting committees and then Continental Congress. The menu on the right-hand side will take you to announcements, forms, Congress Online, and contact information for the committee. I like to track the announcements as the week of Congress approaches because this is where you'll get information about keynote speakers, award winners, and entertainment is often shared there. And I'll share a little bit more about Congress Online a little later in the presentation. Congress Forums is where you can download copies of the registration materials. Each chapter regent received a credentials form and advanced registration form in the mail. These were due to National with a postmark of no later than April 15th. But on-site registration is still available for any member at the cost of $50. Guest registration for non-members is $20. Members must accompany attending guests, whether advanced, registered, or not. When you arrive in DC, getting registered and checked in should be one of your first priorities. Registration is located in the O'Byrne Room and the lower level of the administration building, beginning Monday, June 18th at 11 a.m. and closing on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Volunteers and pages will be available to help show you the way to registration. Getting checked in is essential, as this is when you're going to pick up your name tag, your program booklet, and seating tickets. And you'll need your name tag and seating tickets for access to the evening events and for voting. Your packet of registration materials includes your seating tickets. Each state has provided a group of tickets together. The location of these group seats varies a bit each year, so take a look at your seating tickets and reference the map in the program provided in your registration materials to identify your seat. This will be your seat for the business sessions and the evening events. Each state has provided a box along the perimeter balcony of Constitution Hall. The yellow arrow on the screen indicates where our Kansas box is located. There are 5 seats in the Kansas box, which we like to keep filled at all times. In general, the seats are reserved according to protocol for the state regent, state and national executive officers, as well as past and honorary officers from Kansas. If possible, I'll try to find an opportunity for all Kansas daughters to be seated in the Kansas box for at least one business session or evening event. Prior to Congress, I'll notify you via email of the session or event for which you're invited to be seated in the Kansas box. And if you're unable to be seated at that time, please let me know. I'll provide your box ticket by Thursday morning at Congress. There's so much to do and see while attending Continental Congress, so let me just share a bit of an overview of the schedules and activities. If you haven't already looked over the schedule, it can be found in 2 locations. A printed copy was included in the spring edition of the Daughters newsletter. Whenever I receive that issue, I like to flip through the schedule and highlight all the activities that I want to attend. You can also find the schedule on our members website under Congress Announcements. Referring to the online version is a good idea to help ensure you have the most up-to-date version of the schedule. The first page of the schedule is a listing of all events alphabetically, and the remaining pages are a more detailed listing of events by day. You can also keep track of your schedule, view maps, read announcements, and connect with fellow Congress daughters attending in DC through the Congress app. You can go to Google Play or the App Store and look for the app called DAR Continental Congress. If you've previously downloaded the app in previous years, just select 2018 when you return to the app this year. This year there's a total of 4 business sessions. Morning business sessions are from 9 a.m. to noon on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and there's an afternoon business session on Saturday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Business at these sessions includes consideration of bylaw changes, reports of the executive officers and state regents, as well as reports from committee chairs. I highly encourage you to attend at least one of these business sessions. Adding to the pageantry and organization of Continental Congress are the pages. At Congress, members can page up until the age of 40. Similar to state conference, pages dress in white and are assigned various responsibilities. If you are interested in paging, please contact Catherine West so she can submit your name to serve. Funds from the KSDAR Page Patron Fund are available to help defray the cost of attending Continental Congress for members who complete their paging responsibilities. Typically, this includes paging at a minimum of 3 sessions. Your page chair initials a service card for each session you complete. If this is your first time paging at Continental Congress, there are 2 orientation sessions, one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday, both at 2 in the afternoon. There's also a page event scheduled on Thursday at 4 p.m. Events often include a tour of a historic landmark or site in Washington, D.C. And the page event is fun, it's relaxed, and it's an opportunity to meet other young members from other states. For those of you who have matured beyond the age of 40, like me, who would still like to volunteer at Continental Congress, there are many other opportunities to serve. Volunteer opportunities range from holding the ropes during processions, this is one of Stacy Cope's favorite volunteer activities, to taking photos for Congress online. If you want to serve on a Congress committee, please express your interest to Catherine West. She will then pass this recommendation along to the Office of the President General. Please remember that the President General will make the final decisions on these recommendations. Committee appointments are not finalized until an official invitation has been extended and an acceptance received in the Office of President General. Nearly every day of Congress there's a myriad of receptions, teas, and dinners. Often these are hosted by a state or a group of states or are for the purpose of various club meetings. The Kansas Society joins with several other states for the Golden West Tea. This year, the Golden West Tea is co-hosted by Hawaii and Nevada and will be held on Thursday afternoon at 4:15 p.m. One of the best parts of the Golden West Tea is the food. Our tea is the only reception that provides a Tex-Mex buffet, including yummy desserts such as flan and cinnamon sugar churros. If you would like to attend the Golden West Tea, provide your payment of $66 made payable to the Hawaii State Organization to Margaret Russ. This information can be found in the Congress schedule. Another great event is the Junior Membership Luncheon. This photo doesn't even do the event size justice. Every year there's more than 800 or 900 guests that attend this luncheon. Held on Saturday, the luncheon is an opportunity to celebrate our state outstanding juniors, state honor roll members, and the impact of the Helen Pouch Memorial Fund. Don't delay in registering for this event because it can sell out. When registering, indicate that you'd like to be seated with your fellow Kansas daughters. We always have so much fun together at this event. Many members describe the unfurling of the American flag from the ceiling of Constitution Hall as their most memorable Congress moment. This beautiful event is part of the processional on Opening Night, Education Awards Night, and National Defense Night. Each of these evenings also include a pre-event concert by one of our military service branch bands. A motivational keynote speaker or awardee and entertainment are often featured each evening too. Be sure to stop by our newly renovated Kansas Chapel and share some Kansas hospitality during our open house. The Kansas open house is scheduled for Wednesday from 10 a.m. to noon. And right across the hall from our Kansas Chapel is the Registrar General's office. Be sure to stop by and visit the working space of our own Mary Frisch. And you might also want to plan on attending the session entitled News You Can Use, tips from the Office of the Registrar General. These sessions are all open to the public and will be held from 1 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday, June 19th. The sessions will be presented by the American 250 Membership Task Force and App Help Desk, DNA and the DAR, and African American and European Research. We will take a group photo of all Kansas daughters attending Congress on Thursday, June 21st at 8:20 a.m. Please plan to arrive on the portico located along D Street no later than 8:20 a.m. This will allow us plenty of time to take a group photo as well as individual photos with our state regent prior to the 9 a.m. business session. From the President General's Project to the Junior Shop to the dozens of on-site jewelry, clothing, and gift vendors, you're going to find lots of opportunities to shop while in Washington, D.C. So keep this in mind while you're packing. A list of all Congress vendors is posted to the members' website, and 10% of all merchant sales go to DAR. So the more you shop, the more you help DAR. If you've been selected to serve as your chapter delegate, you'll have the opportunity to vote for the candidates of the Office of Vice President General. Voting will take place on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and you'll line up on the floor level of Constitution Hall and will be escorted in groups to the voting booths located in the Auburn Room in the lower level of the administration building. Please be sure to bring along your photo ID and your Congress name badge, and if possible, arrive early and be prepared to wait for at least an hour. This is a great opportunity to listen to the business session and meet other Congress attendees. Given the length of time it takes to vote, I usually hear this is an attendee's least favorite part of Congress. Packing some patience is the key to not getting frustrated and enjoying the voting process as much as possible. Store away a little extra of that patience and you'll find it comes in handy when waiting for a cab ride too. If you're arriving in DC early, I hope you'll join me for a tour of the beautiful Hillwood Museum. One of Washington, D.C.'s most memorable homes, this Georgian-style mansion was the home of Marjorie Post and is filled with 18th century furniture and artwork. Hillwood's spectacular gardens capture the vision Marjorie Post conceived when building the estate in the 1950s. She designed the gardens to flower in the spring and the fall, and when she was in the residence at Hillwood. Today, they're offering something beautiful every season. The tour will cost $18 per person, and if you plan to attend, please respond to the Congress survey found in the Cyber Sunflower so that we can coordinate travel and logistics together to the museum. Now the ever-important question, what should I wear? Attire for daytime events such as business sessions and luncheons is business or Sunday best. The ladies in this photo give you a good sample of the type of appropriate attire you'll see during the day. Please note that shorts and jeans are appropriate for sightseeing, but not for the hall or DAR events. And when traveling between events, please remove or cover your insignia. Similar to our state conference, attire for the evening events held at Constitution Hall is formal. Dress for the Service America night is cocktail. So as you can see in this photo, knee-length or T-length dresses as well as more formal suits are appropriate. I consider myself to be a pretty efficient packer, but I'm always amazed at how large my luggage ends up getting for the annual trek to DC for Congress. A couple of items I'd recommend including in your bag are comfortable shoes. You'll be standing and walking more than you realize. Layers. Temperatures and humidity in late June in DC, juxtaposed with air-conditioned restaurants and buildings, will make you glad you packed a shawl or light sweater. And if you can spare the space in your bag, you might also want to throw in an umbrella. There are many ways to get around DC and to and from your hotel in the DAR headquarters. A cab line is available in the front of all major hotels. Uber and Lyft are available throughout the city. A cab ride or Uber or Lyft ride costs about $10 from the Grand Hyatt to the DAR headquarters. It's a good idea to bring several $1 bills with you to make it easy to share cab rides with other members. and it's about a 20 to 25-minute walk from the Grand Hyatt to the DAR headquarters. In the evenings, there are black shuttle buses available to take you from the Grand Hyatt to the headquarters and back after the evening events conclude. You can grab a ride on these handy and comfortable shuttle buses for about $5 per ride. For those members unable to attend and travel to Washington, D.C. in person, there are several ways to experience the festivities virtually. During the week of Congress, the Congress Communications Committee provides photos taken at the convention as well as the daily Congress Herald newsletter. A live video stream of the business sessions and evening ceremonies is also located on this page. Even if you are in DC for Congress, it's impossible to attend every event and keep track of all the award winners. The Congress Herald is published every day from Wednesday through Sunday during Congress and provides great highlights of the various events. Sharing a hotel room with one or more daughters helps reduce the cost of attending Congress and also can be a lot of fun. Are you in search for a roommate? Let me know, and I can try and help pair you with other members who may also be seeking a roommate. So far, 15 Kansas daughters have completed the online survey, indicating that they plan to attend Congress this summer. I use this information to communicate information about activities, pair individuals in need of roommates, and to assign opportunities to be seated in the Kansas box. If your name does not appear on this list and you plan to attend Congress this summer, please visit the link and complete the survey. You can also find this link in the April edition of the Cyber Sunflower. I hope that this webinar answered some of your questions. If you still have some lingering questions, please give me a call or send me an email. I definitely hope this webinar made you even more excited about attending Congress too. I look forward to seeing you in Washington, D.C. in June.